Welcome to another edition of On the Tourism Trail. I'm your host, Pamela Martin. And today we are here at the Nevis Cultural Development Foundation, and we're here to speak to Mr. Leroy Parris Jr. Now, Leroy is a steel pan instructor here at the NCDF, and he is, as I might say, an expert panist. Welcome, Junior. I can call you Junior, right?
Yep.
Okay, because everybody calls you Junior.
Right.
Okay. Thank you for being here today, Junior. So tell me a little bit about your role here at the NCDF, first of all, and what do you do as a steel pan instructor? Who do you teach?
My role here at NCDF is basically to teach primary schools, secondary schools, and other private groups play the steel pan at best of their ability.
So this is part of the school curriculum?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And how long have you been here at the NCDF?
I've been with NCDF for 13 years.
13 years. So how long have you been playing the pan?
37.
37 years.
37 years.
Okay, so let's start. I'm going to share with our viewers how I first met you. When I first moved to Nevis in 1994, about 2 weeks after being here, I met Junior. He came into the store where I was, my brother's store, and he asked me if I would be interested in joining the band. His band, his father's band, the late Leroy Postman Parris. Now, of course, I was surprised because I'd never sung anywhere before, never sung at all. And so when Junior walked in and asked me if I wanted to join the band, I was most, of course, surprised. Anyhow, about 2 weeks later, we had some conversations, and lo and behold, I joined Caribbean Roots, who were one of the premier tourism bands playing at the Four Seasons for many, many, many years, entertaining their guests, groups, and all kinds of different parties at Four Seasons. So that's how I first met you. And all these years, you have been dedicated to playing the steel pan, entertaining tourists, locals alike. So talk about when you grew up. When were you first realized that music was something that was very prevalent within your family? Because as I said before, your father started Caribbean Roots many, many, many years ago. And so when was it for you first? Were you 5, 6, 7? When you first realized that, hey, music was our thing?
I was born into it. From knowing myself, I heard my dad, his brothers, playing steel pan, and of course my dad, he was mostly into his guitar. He could have played steel pan. I could remember good, I was about 5 years old when my uncle came back from on one of the cruise ships. He used to be on Carnival, and he had a steel pan painted red, white, and black. Top of it was black, white was in the middle. We went to the bottom, and I used a juicy box. That was the soda box to climb up to and play steel pan. And he looked out at the same thing and said, "Hey, don't touch my pan." And I really wanted to hear how it would sound and everything. Because I seen all of them playing and everything. I wanted to get a try. Never did. And then I just put that behind me. And I never did get to play a steel pan until I was 17 years old.
So from that time?
From that time.
Really, until you were 17? And so what happened at 17 while you started to play?
Well, my dad, being a band leader for all those years, and using music to feed us, look after his whole family. The steel band player that he had was going to be traveling, so he needed a steel band player. So he said, "You don't have to learn this thing." And I was willing to give it a try. In 2 weeks' time, I actually took out the notes out of the steel band and found where the notes was, and I started playing. I could remember my first outing was on a boat called Polynesia on the Windjammer Cruise Line.
Polynesia Cruise Line.
And why? I made a mistake in a song.
What happened?
I cried. Yeah, man, I cried at age 17. Cried
You cried because you wanted to be perfect.
I just wanted to, it was a part that I had to play without the band backing me up. It was a part that, the band stopped and I had to play. It's a song from Element they call Give Me Room. So when that part came, I froze my head and I started crying, but put that behind me and I just continue, and over the years, I just continue pushing on through.
So at that point, you were learning to play by ear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at that point, everything was, my dad came with his guitar and he picked the songs and I would listen. And sometimes when I'm not picking it up, he would tell me what note to use. And, that's how we started.
So you basically were self-taught with the help of your father?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you continued to play. When did you really start to get more into tourism, entertaining for tourism purposes?
Well, that's actually from day one I started Steel Pannist.
That's what you were doing?
Yeah, because as I said, that was what my father would feel in family. So playing for Polynesia, for Jakarta, for Ocean Terracing, and all those places, I've played in almost all the hotels in St. Kitts.
Okay, so one of the turning points for the Caribbean roots, I believe, was when you moved to Nevis, because you were actually all from St. Kitts. You moved to Nevis and you started to play as a band for the Four Seasons Resort in Nevis. And you became their house band, which means you played, 5 evenings a week. Sometimes 6, sometimes 7. I remember we used to play sometimes 7 nights a week. So tell us how that started, how you became the Four Seasons House Band, and the adaptation. Was it different from playing in St. Kitts? Did you have to make any, changes, or was there any changes in the band in terms of band members?
To be honest, I was not around
when it came over.
When that came, I was in St. Thomas with my uncle. Because things really weren't that good with the music industry. In St. Kitts, it wasn't paying enough for the whole family. So actually, I went to train to be a chef.
Really? Now this is like something I didn't know.
Yeah, and I could remember the day my dad called and he said, we're going to be going to Nevis to do an audition for Four Seasons in the hotel that's opening. That was in 91. And to be honest, I didn't want to come back home.
You were happy in St. Thomas?
I was settled, I was enjoying everything. I came home and we played that day when they had the opening, and from since that,
And then you were hired, the band was hired?
Yeah, we was.
So you stayed in Nevis then? So you all came over and you all moved to Nevis? Yeah. And so at that time when you came back, were the other members already in place?
Yeah, we already had the band members.
Okay.
That was there at that time.
Okay.
And we had to change out some of them. And, like Jazzy.
Yes.
Jazzy actually started his keyboard playing career with my father. When I could remember the day when he came as a keyboard player. Adolf, when he saw rest in peace, bassman, Adolf said, "Boy, Postman, I ain't playing with this green fellow here, he can't play." And he said, we're going to have to give him a try. And Daddy really gave him a try.
Wow.
That's where Jazz started.
And I remember when I auditioned for the band, took me to the band house and said, Jazz, just, let her sing a couple of lines. And it was Jazz who played the keyboard and said, "Okay, you sound fine. Do you want to join?" And I was like, "Okay." Just like that.
Yep. Actually, for my dad and the music, Caribbean roots, he did a lot.
Yes,
a lot of people, the individuals who would be singing and really good now. When I tell some of them, they actually started. Garlic.
Yes.
Garlic started singing.
Yes.
Garlic he could perform, but he just wasn't staying in key because he was excited moving and everything. Same thing.
Still excited.
He actually learned how to
To hone his
sing and
skills.
yeah, he carried
Because
that
when I
with
joined, he was already there.
right. He was a member for years, you know.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
Great,
it's a
great,
very
great,
good
great,
time.
great talent has come from Caribbean roots, I
Yeah.
believe. Excellent. And so, as you progressed, so you played at Four Seasons from '91 until when? When did it?
I never remember the year. Sometime in 2000.
About 2000 or so.
No, man, later than that. We in what, 2023 now.
Yeah.
My dad
Oh, yeah.
passed away like about 4 years, or maybe about 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
Okay.
It's very sad.
Okay, and so you also have your own band now. You formed your own band.
Yeah.
So talk to us about Smooth Vibes. Tell us how to Smooth Vibes and why. You've been in a band, you've done it for many years. Why did you start Smooth Vibes? And tell us where Smooth Vibes play.
I really started playing by myself, even before my dad and Caribbean Roots was done with.
Okay.
I started playing. I did one gig for 4 seasons, and after that, they say, like, it's the perfect thing we want as someone just with a steel pan. But when I started with like CDs with the background music, and I just play over it, and then started to use mini discs, and then moved to the computer. And one day I said, I think I need someone else, to play the steel pan with me. So I called Ashanti Harris.
Ashanti Harris.
Yeah, my cousin, and we started our thing. But as a singer to be with me, I called Donna Pemberton. She's actually singing with me still. And she really had surprised me as a singer who wanted to just sing with someone and a steel pan and background tracks.
Right.
The first time I did an audition with her, she sang 26 songs. 26. Right on my porch, I set up the music, and every time she called, I just bring up the music and she sing every single one of them.
She'd been
So I said,
practicing.
hey, you got the job, and she just still. And I said, I would try to get a drummer. We still don't have a bass player and everything. We would call them in every now and again. But to call ourselves Smooth Vibes, what happened, we were looking for a name. And Ashanti, I think he found a popsicle stick and it had the name on it.
Really?
I think, yeah. And we just decided, okay, we're going to
We'll stick with that.
And it's working.
That's a beautiful name.
We entertain for all different stuff and find, because we using the backing tracks, we play so much different types of music.
I know, 'cause
both instrumentally and,
That is one of the things that struck me most about Caribbean Roots originally, but even still about Smooth Vibes, is the genre of music, every single genre that I can possibly think about. Caribbean Roots played and Smooth Vibes can play no matter what it is. So when it comes to entertaining for tourists, if they call for a song, you can almost guarantee that Smooth Vibes can play that song, because you've perfected, and I think I admire that so much, and that you didn't just stick to Caribbean songs or reggae songs or calypso, whatever.
I like
You played
music.
every single genre that I can almost think about.
Once you like music, you would try to venture
Into different areas.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about, talk to us a little bit more now about the students that you teach, because you also have now developed into teaching youth bands, steel bands. Tell us the names of those bands and where they're from, and you've also entered some competitions as well. So talk to us about that.
Well, we have 2 youth groups right now in Poinciano, Steel Orchestra, and Poinciano Rhythm Steel Orchestra, and Wally Rhythm Steel Orchestra. I also have the Pandora Steel Orchestra. For the children, those children that are in both bands, they were taken from the school program. So I would be teaching them in school and they would ask to join. So we just
So you formed them from
bands,
the school?
Wally Williams was formed right here.
Really?
Right here. Yeah, and we did a Easter workshop. And from the Easter workshop, we did the closing ceremony on the out front. And then we decided that we're going to enter the steel pan competition in St. Kitts. Being the first year for them to do something like that, I came second runner.
Wow.
Great accomplishment for them. Then we did the next workshop, and we got the children from Poinciana Williams, who also entered the competition just after making a year. And they too came second runner.
Wow.
So,
and that's amazing. I love the fact that you are, you're leaving the legacy, you're continuing on the legacy for the steel pan music, because of course it's a new type of music that is very, 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 synonymous with the Caribbean, no matter what island really you go to. But it's, and it's something that the kids really enjoy, which I think is amazing. When I see the kids dancing, and the choreography, I think it's just sensational, and it's so entertaining and so enjoyable. I love that.
It's really comforting for me. I try to encourage my students to love it, not just come and do it because a friend is a part
doing it or something.
Mommy said,
right,
I want you to go and play.
right.
If you're not comfortable doing it, don't come, because you're not gonna be, with the same feeling. Sometimes, even though you don't want to and they send you to do it, you come, and because you're here with everybody, you adopt the style, But
yeah, I think they're fantastic. So that's really well done on the competitions, panoramas, etc. that we have in the Federation.
We had I would speak of Night of Steel last year, cultural man. Really, I sat down one day and I was saying to myself, why we don't just get the instructors then and everybody, bring what we have and try to do a show. I was going to be calling that show Panning Splendor, but they took it to a meeting and they came up with that name. But I was the one who really thought about all of it, and it came out as a show that I would really want to happen again here in Nevis. Not really as a competition, but
just showcasing the talent.
People could come and really sit down and enjoy the steel band for at least 15 to 20 minutes. You're hearing different songs.
Right.
Because at a competition, you do one song.
Right.
They give you a song.
Right. Everybody has to do
one
their
song.
rendition of that.
After that finish, you're not hearing anything else
Right.
for steel band. So I decided that we was going to do that, which came out
very well.
better than I thought it would have been. It was attended even better than I thought it would have been. And it was not even, we didn't get a chance to really push it with to advertise it properly and everything, and say it was not on the media properly, but it was a well, put together show.
Excellent. So we look forward to Pans in Steel?
Night of Steel.
Night of Steel.
Yeah, we had here at the department, up to yesterday we spoke about that. They're going to have a steel pan event where the same bands will be playing, and we're going to have a competition, a five-a-side competition. But we looking to have that same Night of Steel.
That's a beautiful idea. It's just showcasing it.
To have it again. Because at that Night of Steel we had Mr. Patterson, Trini.
Yes.
Trini had about 4 bands.
Wow.
Young Vibration were there. They had the band, the champion band for the Panorama in St. Kitts, they were there. And then EBJ. And then I had 4 bands. Of course, we did a version of Wally Park Vibration, the first youth steel band that was found in Nevis by myself. So we did some real good stuff at that show. So I'm looking forward to do it again.
So even though you learned by ear, now you play by music, right? You,
Yeah.
you read music now,
Yeah.
and so you teach the children to read the music.
We don't have time for that. We'll have a separate task to do that.
So how do you teach the children? How do they learn now?
I have a method that I use.
Can you share it?
Basically, I'll write whatever the cards should be for those who are playing cards.
Mm-hmm.
I'll write the notes. So let's say you're playing a C card.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll use 3 notes
Ah.
and C, E, G, and you use them, separate them for each section.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing with the lead players, you just write the melody by notes.
Okay.
Because the notes are written on the pan. We have like 1 hour
Right.
for each session.
So that would have to be separate, really, teaching them how to read music.
If the program was like, you have to teach them theory, music theory, I think it would have been better. But the way how this program for me is, what I feel about it, it's really set that school of graduation, they want the children to play a song.
Okay, so they need to really be fast
School of
tracked.
theory, they want the children to play a song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever, they want them to play a song. So when you get together, you have to teach them. The same thing with everything else that we do here. Masquerade, clowns, you know, cakewalk,
Right.
dance.
It's to be
From the time we
showcased.
start, Black History Month.
Right.
We start in January, in February, Black History Month.
Right.
So you have to get the children
You have to have
prepared
something
to do a performance at the school. So
Right.
it's not much time.
Right.
you
To
know,
really
that
go
you-
to the deep
yes,
theory
yeah.
of it all.
To really like do what you
Okay.
have
Well, they
to
do an
do.
excellent job. I mean, I don't know, can't fault them. They always turn out fantastic.
Yeah.
And I saw something on Facebook the other day, and I saw you with your sons playing. What was that? So now we have Junior Parris coming along.
Well, actually, I have 4 of them that could play.
Mm-hmm.
3 boys and a girl. And I would never excel my adopted daughters,
Mm-hmm.
Tonya and Shelly Jones.
Okay.
They could play. They started, they were in the first Wally Palm vibration, the first young
Okay.
man. So I would always remember them and all of my other students. Them. For me, I think I have the most children in the whole of Nevis because every child that comes to my,
Right.
they're like my child. I want to treat them like they're my child. So I don't try to treat my children, any different.
Right.
My
My
show
son
everybody
speaks
the
very highly of
same
you.
respect and everything and so.
Mm.
You're not trying to make it
Yeah.
that you're comfortable when you come here, but I have Leroy, Isaiah who always said, I'm going to take over all of this.
Yeah, he's really enthusiastic about it.
And then I have Sasha and Shaban, but Shaban, he hasn't played in a while, but he could play. He could play guitar pans. Isaiah could play all the pans. Sasha could play all the pans. Leroy could play guitar pan and double second. So.
Mm-hmm.
And Isaiah doing drumming and all the stuff now. So.
Wow. So really handing down the legacy of music.
But actually, he's learning on his own.
Oh, separately from you.
He actually teaching himself.
Oh, himself?
everything.
Wow.
He started teaching himself. Actually, he drummed for the high school this morning. They
Oh,
had
for
their-
the STEM
for the
program.
anniversary, right? Yeah.
Oh, the
Anniversary,
anniversary.
73rd
Yes,
anniversary.
73rd anniversary.
He drummed this morning.
Wow.
I mean, he didn't want to do it. He said like, Daddy, that's embarrassing. I said, boy, no, that's good for you. Go and
Yes,
drum.
exposure.
Yeah, let people see that you're really learning something. So from all of this, and from what I would have learned from my dad and adults, and even Jazzy, I would have learned some stuff from him, would have bring me to where I'm at now. So I just feel like I could just pass it on and let everybody learn without telling them you have to pay me $50 at the end of the month. And then when they can't pay the $50, they don't show up. I'd rather them to just come and learn.
Yeah,
Learn
it's,
so that-
I think that's one of the things, like I said earlier, That has always amazed me about you, is that your passion has never waned in all of these years. You won't even start to play until the setup is perfectly set. Everything has to be perfect, and then you start to play. You know, the conscientiousness of how you go about your gift and your skill is quite right.
It's the best way to do it. Yeah. Trust me. You don't get too much bad reviews when you go out and make sure that whatever you're giving to whoever it is, if you're doing it for free and you're doing it for $1 million, you know, put out, just have that standard. You know, you're on a level. You don't drop because somebody said, well, I want to play some steel pan for me for free. You go down here and say, you know, carry this and then carry that. Every time I go out and I'm going to play for somebody, I want to be at my best. You be at your best, you know, people could just show up at that event and it's a free event you're playing for, but someone call you and say, I saw you at that event the other day, I would like you to play for me.
Exactly.
And I'm going to pay you X, Y, Z.
Always marketing yourself.
You never could tell, so you just go out and be, you know. If you're a professional, act as a professional. If you're not a professional and you have a time, act as a professional. Just do it. I mean, that's just me. I can't change that at all.
No, it's been exceptional. And so I want to thank you for your contribution to tourism. You know, right back in those days, being in St. Kitts and playing for Jack Tar and all those other hotels, playing on the cruise ships, coming over to Nevis, playing at Four Seasons, playing at Nisbet Plantation, playing for all the weddings, playing for all the various occasions, even all of the local events. It's been decades of excellence in Pan. And I just want to thank you for your contribution, especially to tourism. It's invaluable. And of course to our youth, that you're continuing to share your gift and your talent with them so that they can continue on.
And I'm just going to continue doing it until the good Lord say, well, you can't. I work from Sunday to Sunday. My students, and that's one of the things that I love about Mr. Parris. They call me on a Sunday sometimes, to be honest, and I'm just ready to relax. And then I see a message pop up on the phone. Mr. Parris, what time is practice today? That's on a Sunday. And when they started it the first time, I had no choice but to show up. And from that, I've been going from Sunday to Sunday. So I work every day when it comes to Steel Pan. The only time I won't do Steel Pan is if I have to go to play at Four Seasons. But as long as I'm not playing at Four Seasons and the pans are available, we're going to have class. And, you know, like we're doing this interview now, I'll encourage more people to, you know, just come. Some people, you know, they just feel like, oh, boy, I'm awkward, I can't chop stroke, I can't even dance and whatever. We teach you to do all of that. We teach you to dance, we teach you to sing.
So you have room for more, he has room for more.
Yeah, we have room for the whole of Nevis. Not just more, the whole of Nevis. We have 3 different instructors.
Okay.
Myself, Gavin Patterson Trini, and Shabini Maynard. Just choose one and come and learn the instruments so that we could, I mean, we take St. Kitts get Panorama in St. Kitts.
Yes.
And Nevis go to Panorama in St. Kitts. And we go with more bands than what St. Kitts have. And it's the Panorama, we have more bands. They are asking me to come and do this program in St. Kitts.
In St. Kitts.
But I'm from St. Kitts, I'm not going back.
You're no longer in St. Kitts, you're now in Vision. We've fully adopted you as our own.
After 4 seasons now, 30 years, right? Something like that. Whatever years, 4 seasons in Nevis, I have been here in Nevis, and I'm actually the only entertainer that has been in 4 seasons since
day
91.
one.
The only one, and thank God I'm still alive and doing well. You know, I appreciate 4 seasons over the years. They brought me financially, everything to where I'm at now, and as always, keep me, you know, with them. So I'm grateful for that.
Wonderful. Okay, so that was Mr. Leroy Parris Jr., Pannist Extraordinaire here at the NCDF in Nevis. And now he's going to take us out with a little rendition. Thank you for joining us on the Tourism Trail today. We look forward to seeing you again next week. program is sponsored by the Bank of Nevis Limited. Thank you, the Bank of Nevis.
Banking is now an essential part of our life. That's why the Bank of Nevis Limited is making life easier for all of our customers. As a bond customer, waiting in line is a thing of the past. Deposit checks or cash at any one of our Charlestown ATMs today. Short on funds? No problem. It's easy making withdrawals using your Bond Visa debit card. Experience how much easier life can be with just one swipe of your debit card. Whether it's online or in store, we've got you covered. Easy and delicious. Now that's a great combo. We fully understand that sometimes life can get hectic. Log on to Bond's online banking platform and with just a click, you can save the day by easily transferring funds from your savings to your checking account. Just like that. And your funds are transferred in real time. Perfect! With a single swipe of your debit card or a few clicks for online banking, the Bank of Nevis Limited will continue to improve the quality of your life so you can continue to live your best life. The Bank of Nevis Limited, improving the quality of life.